Alright, so we haven't done a planet in a while, so let's go ahead and talk about Mercury. Mercury, the messenger of the gods, a seemingly small but incredibly important planet. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, and therefore will never be more than 28 degrees away from the Sun. A full sign is 30 degrees. So it's always within one sign's length. Mercury rules over such things as the intellect. Mercury is the clever one out of the 7 traditional planets. It governs over communication. You can get an idea of the state that someone's Mercury is in simply from the way they communicate. If they use a lot of big, overblown words and nerd speak, they may have a strong Mercury placement, but it's also probably negatively aspected from other planets as well, making them highly intelligent but not very effective communicators with other people, normal people. People often look to the other planets when they want something, such as Jupiter for money, Venus for love, and yet Mercury plays such an important role because without it we couldn't communicate. And communication plays such an important role in today's society with the internet and cell phones and all these communication devices that Mercury rules over. Mercury also rules over travel. Mercury rules over commerce and business dealings. Commercials, where it needs to communicate to you to persuade you to purchase a product and engage in commerce. It even has ties to healing, for the Archangel Raphael has aspects to Mercury. Best invoked on a Wednesday. Both Mercury and Raphael hold the caduceus in their hand. You know the caduceus as the medical symbol with the twin snakes wrapped around the staff, with the wings on the top. Mercury is associated with the element of air. Very swift, very fast. One way I like to employ Mercury is when I order something online and I need it very quickly. But most of the time I don't, and I can wait around for things. But there are occasions when I need things to get here quickly, and I order a lot of things from California. Just to give you an idea, I've had things from China arrive quicker than from California before. So what I do is I take an orange candle, usually just a small votive candle will do, and I'll hold it in my hand while I rock out to Speed King by Deep Purple. And not just rocking out, but literally running around and bouncing off the walls, while visualizing my package traveling from California to here with extraordinary speed. Commerce, travel, speed, all the things that Mercury excels at. I'll then take the candle, I'll dress it with some road opener oil, and I'll burn it on my altar. My packages tend to arrive very quickly when I do this. I've done invocations of Mercury within waiting rooms, to where I feel the winged helmet on my head and the winged shoes on my feet, and I start to hold the caduceus in my hand, and as soon as I feel that caduceus in my hand, the door opens, they call my name, and I zip back there. And that's with a packed waiting room, where people have been there longer than I have. And for those of you who have purchased the Words of Power program, and what we learned about the will, will have a better understanding of how I can do an invocation of Mercury in a waiting room. Now, I don't usually have to invoke Mercury in those situations because I know that I'm going to a place where I'd be in a waiting room, and I would prepare by dressing myself with oils, which will be another lesson for another time. But I have found it useful on occasion. Mercury's tarot card is the Magician. So if you want to do successful magic, you should be on good terms with Mercury. He is the messenger of the gods and to the gods, after all. Extremely important in ceremonial magic. We face east. There's the element of air, the quarter of Raphael, Hermes. Mercury is the ruler of the signs Gemini and Virgo. The part of the body that Gemini governs is the lungs and hands, and Virgo governs the digestive system. That's quite a bit of real estate for such a small planet, and it will give you an idea of how important Mercury is to magic when you do your relaxation breathing exercises and gestures with your hands, and why the grimoires of old will tell you to fast before doing an operation of evocation of spirits. Now, Mercury is retrograde at the moment. The retrograde period is when the planet appears to be moving backwards in the sky, which happens to Mercury more than any other planet simply because it's closest to the Sun. Now, many people equate Mercury retrograde to Murphy's Law, where everything goes wrong, but typically this is a time where communications and travel will be impeded. Things such as computers and phones and, my cable service may go down for a while within a Mercury retrograde, as an example. When Mercury retrogrades around the holidays, travel can be quite an issue. Essentially, at this time, Mercury takes on its trickster aspect. How one is affected and how strongly they're affected pretty much is determined by where Mercury is when it retrogrades and its aspects to your own planet placements, particularly to your own Mercury placement in your natal chart. I've had really, really rough Mercury retrogrades, and I've had very easy Mercury retrogrades where virtually nothing happens. Now, from a magical standpoint, a Mercury retrograde is the best time to do any tricky or deceptive magic. Things that are illusionary, such as glamour spells. I've had great success with those for clients during retrogrades. Or any other type of work where you want to get someone to see things differently than they normally would. Mercury likes to play tricks during this time, and so the trickier the work, the better during a retrograde. Not baneful or harmful, just more humorous, as if it's a big joke. Messing with people to confuse them, that type of thing. So, communications, commerce, travel, magic, the element of air. We talked a bit about form and force and how that's needed for magic. Mercury is the form. Mercury is the planet of intelligence. So if you want to learn things, study, that's the planet to work with. To get the knowledge, to be smarter, to communicate better. So Mercury is a very, very important planet to get to know, especially to those of you who want to learn magic. As I said in the very beginning, that magic is based upon the 7 Hermetic principles. Hermetic, Hermes, equals Mercury, and we'll let that sink in. So, speaking of communications, I know I've been a bit behind in my messages, and all the things that YouTube have changed around this year makes it even more difficult to get back to people. I'm definitely behind. I may have to do another mailbag video to catch up on them all. I have read them, I just have not had the time to respond to all of them. And the longer that they are, the less likely I am to get back to them anytime soon. So another video may be in order to try to get to some of those. Also, in association with Mercury, if you haven't signed up for the Laws of Magic, be sure to do so. That series is going to start on October 29th. I'll put the little interactive link here at the top and in the description. YouTube still hasn't sorted out the issue with my other channel, and so we're going to be doing this via the Gumroad digital download service. As such, it looks like I may have to cut off new subscribers once that series has started. If you subscribe by the sign up date, you're in, and if not, you may have to wait 10 to 12 months when the series concludes to get another chance at it. And even then, it won't be at this price. I can guarantee you that. This is because Gumroad won't allow someone who joins up in the middle of the course to have the previous lessons prior to their sign up. And I don't think it would be wholly beneficial to get some of the laws and not all of the laws of magic. If you sign up by October 29th, you're in. And if not, well, then you won't be. And it's looking like that's just the way it has to go right now. So make sure you sign up for Laws of Magic, and I will see you next time with an all-new lesson. Take care.